Hello there, Merry Christmas! Today is 1874 and I'm not going to be doing much whatsoever because it is Christmas Day. In fact, all I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Nuln oil to cover the black parts and the silver parts that I painted yesterday. Not much, but again, it is Christmas Day and I'd like to, just spend the day relaxing and, having fun, so I'll do more tomorrow. Today is 1875 and I got a couple of Joy Toy figures for Christmas and I think they're absolutely fantastic, so I thought I'd show them off here. And I also thought I'd take a little bit of a break from painting and I'd put together the Lionel Johnson that I bought earlier this year. I did want to get him when he came up for pre-order, but I completely missed it. He sold out really fast and it's taken a long while for places to get him back in stock, so I snapped him up as soon as they did. And today is the day, so I'm going to start with snipping the pieces out, cleaning them all up, and then finally gluing them all into place. Games Workshop also announced a fantastic looking Deathwing box set, so I'm definitely going to have to pick that up, hence why I'm putting this guy together. He's an absolutely fantastic model. He's not completely stuck together, so I can paint him a lot easier because he's going to be a centerpiece of the army when I finally get around to painting them. Today is 1876 and I'm going to continue work on these two Titans. I'm going to start with painting the metal trim on the white one. This is all going to be silver for this guy. I'm going to do gold on the other. However, on the red one there will be a little bit of silver that I do. I then did a quick bit of tidying up as the paintbrushes that I'm using are kind of on their last legs. I definitely need to get some more very soon. After spotting a horrible error and screaming internally, I then start to pick out and sort of fix the horrible mistake that's happened, which is the worst thing that can happen when you're painting white. But I'm just basically going to just start doing several layers to get rid of that horrible looking silver part that's now on the white. I then start to do the gold trim on the red one. However, I didn't finish all of that because I noticed I was running out of time. So I went back to the white one and the silver trim and gave everything a quick once over with some Nuln oil. And there we are, that's today's done. They come along quite nicely. Hopefully they should be finished very shortly. And they definitely will be finished by the end of the week. Today is 1877 and I'm going to get these Warhound Titans finished. First thing I'm going to do is finish off the gold trim on the red Warhound Titan. I'll then add some brass detailing on both of the models, mostly on their weapons. And that'll be followed up by a quick wash with Reichland Flesh Shade all over the gold, and the brass I will do Agrax Earthshade. I'm then going to give the darker silver a tiny little bit of edge lighting on certain areas with a lighter silver. And I'll follow that up by painting the eyes on both miniatures blue. The missile pods will get a nice coat of red. I'll also then highlight both the eyes and the missile pods with lighter colours. And with those bits done, the models are painted, so it's just the base left to do, and then some transfers. So I'll sort out the base first by adding some Dawnstone all over. A couple of coats will do. I'll then give the entire base a quick dry brush with a very light grey, followed by a Baden black all the way around the rim. I'll then add the transfers. I've got a video on my channel if you want to know how I did that. I'll then add some Agrax Earthshade to the bases and water it down a little bit. And that's both Legions Imperialis Warhound Titans finished. I'm quite happy with the way they've come out. And with the two Warhound Titans finished, that's the Legions Imperialis box set completely finished. I really enjoyed painting these guys up and I can't wait to actually get my first game in. But I'm also really happy that I'm going to be painting some normal size miniatures tomorrow. Today is 1878 and I'm going to start work on the Zombicide 2nd edition Supernatural Pack 1. I'm going to start things off by doing Sam and Dean's jeans. I'll also do Dean's shirt as well, because looking at the box art they seem to be the same colour or thereabouts. Dean will get a quick shade of Drakenhof Nightshade, while Sam gets a coating of Arkelian Green. And I definitely mispronounced that. While the boys are drying, I'll give the Alpha Vampire a quick once over with some Black Templar contrast paint. And the Wendigo will get a 50-50 mix of Bisanal Canum, again I'm mispronouncing that, and contrast. Then it's back to Dean. I'll lighten up his jeans and actually give them a proper coat. I'll start with rust grey and build up to Frasian grey over a couple of layers. I'll then use some black Templar to go over his t-shirt just to make sure I cover up any mistakes or overspill. With Sammy, I did try some Thunderfork Blue, but as you can see, it really didn't work out. So instead, I mixed a little bit of white with the green and then slowly built up the layers from there. With Sam's trousers out of the way, I then started his shirt by giving it a coat of Dryad Bark, followed by a wash of Agrax Earthshade. I didn't like the way the Wendigo looks, so I just added the grey straight out of the pot this time to see how that's going to look. Used some Eshin Grey, I then went to the vampire again and just did some edge highlighting on all the folds of his jacket and suit. I then used some grey Sear to base coat in preparation for his white shirt. Going back to Dean, I painted his jacket with Dryad Bark, following that up with a coat of Agrax Earthshade. For Sammy's shirt, I did a mix of Dryad Bark and Baneblade Brown, and then used some Screaming Skull just to do some lines because he's got like a checkered shirt look going on. I then went ahead and painted his jacket with Deathworld Forest. I then did a mix of Creed Camo and Contrast Paint, a 50-50 mix to be precise, over his jacket, but I'm not liking the way that's looking, so I'll go ahead and change that after it's dried. While that was drying, I went back to the head vampire and I just painted his shirt white. There's no highlighting, it's just a simple base coat of white. There wasn't enough really to justify doing layer upon layer of highlight. For Sam, I really didn't like the way that looked, so I just used some Athonian Camo Shade and went over his jacket again with that. And that was my 2 hours up. I'm quite happy with the way the boys and the vampire is coming along. I really can't stand that Wendigo, so he's going to get a massive overhaul tomorrow. Today is 1879 and I'm going to continue work with the Supernatural boys. I won't do the Wendigo today because I don't have enough time. I'm going to kick things off by painting the vampire's tie and little sort of handkerchief that's in his top pocket. It's just Mephiston red followed by a highlight of Evil Sun's red. I'll then start painting his flesh, and once that's dry, I'll then give it a coat of Reichland Flesh Shade. After that, we'll move on to a blurry shot of me painting Dean's jacket. It's just Dryad Bark mixed with some Baneblade Brown, and I'll build up the colours until I'm satisfied. And after Dean, I'll do Sam's. Again, it's just building up the same colours as yesterday, starting with Deathworld Forest and adding a tiny little bit of mix of Aegelan Green. I can't pronounce that to save my life, and I'll build up the colours until I'm happy with the highlights. Finally, I'll start work on both Sam and Dean's skin. It's just going to be some Bugman's Glow all over the fleshy areas, followed by a quick coat of Reichland Flesh Shade. And that's it. Didn't have much time today as it's a Saturday, but I'll definitely get these guys finished for tomorrow, as well as completely reworking this dingus here. I really hate what I've done so far, so it definitely needs a complete overhaul. Today is 1880 and it's New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's Eve. That's my clock that's going off. It's a Looney Tune clock. I'm going to finish painting the Supernatural pack, especially the Wendigo, because I hate the way he looks. First thing I'm going to do is cover the entire model skin in Dawnstone to cover up that horrible mistake that I've already made. I'll then give it a coat of Nuln Oil with some mixed in Lamia Medium to make it a little bit thinner and more translucent. Before I start on everyone's skin, I've now got in the habit of painting the eyes. That way, if I make any mistakes, it's easier to correct later. So I'll get those out of the way right now. And then I'll move on to highlighting everyone's skin. It's just a case of building up the fleshy layers by doing sort of 50-50 mixes all the way up to the final highlight. I then did everyone's hair. It's just a case of Agrax Earthshade over a brown of my choice. I also picked out some smaller details I forgot to fill in, like the necklace and watches. With the rest of the set complete, I then went back to the Wendigo. I gave him a quick dry brush with a lighter grey just to pick out all those muscles and other details. I then went and picked out his jacket, coat, trouser thing that he's wearing with some black Templar contrast paint. After that, it was just a matter of picking out some facial details like his eyes and his teeth. And then it was on to basing. It's just a matter of Dawnstone grey, stippled with a bit of black and very light grey. Painting a few cracks in the pavement using some Corvus black. painting the rims with some Abaddon Black, and then a quick wash with some watered down Agrex Earthshade. Also prepping for next year, I'm going to do New Year, New Army with the Tyranids from the Leviathan box set. I'm going to throw them all black because I'm going to try the slap chop method, which I've never tried before and I'm quite interested in, and I thought why not try it on some Gribblies. I'm pretty happy with the way the Supernatural pack has come out. I've still got another pack to do, but that's going to be put on the back burner for this month or next month as I do some other stuff. Overall though, I am pretty happy with this week. I didn't do much because obviously it's Christmas and I wanted to spend a little bit more time relaxing. But I did manage to finish off Legions Imperialis and I'm very happy with the way the Supernatural pack has come out. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic new year. I hope you drink and be merry. And thank you so much again for watching. Bye for now.